Hey there, everybody. My name is Sean Lally. I'm your instructor for Physics 111 this summer. Hope you're all doing well in this probably the weirdest days of your life. It's certainly the weirdest days of mine. So let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I am not a full-time AACC instructor. I do, however, teach at Towson University. I teach at the Genesee School of Baltimore, and depending on the semester, I can be found at Hopkins or any number of other colleges and secondary schools in the area. So I've been teaching physics for quite some time. My background is physics as well as astronomy and the history of science. And I am really excited to teach all of you this summer, even though we're not going to be face to face, which is a total drag. But I'm going to do my absolute best to get you through this online experience. So I hope everybody is going to have a great summer. And when you have any trouble, please reach out. I will have office hours and whatnot listed so that we can converse via Google Meet or Zoom or something like that. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to start to point out some of the stuff that you have to go through for the course. Now, I am still getting my bearings with Canvas. I'm not that familiar with Canvas. I'm still learning how to use it, so I hope that you can give me a little bit of understanding while I get used to it. Okay? All right, I'm going to make myself smaller if I can. So let's see what's going on right here. Most of the stuff that you need will be found in modules. So let's go over to modules. There you are. And actually, let's just get rid of me entirely. Maybe. Make me small here. Well, okay. All right, so let's start off with Module 0. Module 0 is, in fact, the first thing that you need to begin. Let's go over to Module 0. There's a little video tour. You can go through that. That will basically show you how to navigate through Canvas. And pretty much everywhere along the modules, you'll notice after you finish it, there's a next page. And that's how it works. You basically will go through the video stuff, then hit next. After that, it will give you all of the important vital stuff that you need, which is going to include the module learning objectives. Just about everything that you need to know will be listed in the learning objectives. There's a whole lot of stuff that's going on here. This is an 8-week course, which means we run about twice as fast as a regular semester course. So it is going to be pretty intense. With that in mind, I have found that online so-called asynchronous courses can be kind of challenging for people. So I want to give you an open invitation. You can set up times with me to chat one-on-one where I will gladly lead you through problems or explain everything to the best of my ability. My goal, at least once per week, is for us to, my goal at least once per week is for us to have sort of an informal get-together, a class where maybe I could spend 40 minutes or 45 minutes and go over the basic stuff for you, tell you exactly what happened that week, and then we can spend the rest of the time in an hour and a half or 2-hour session, working through problems. So we're going to try that and see how that goes. It's going to be a learning experience for all of us. Okay, back here to Module 0. So this gives you all the different learning objectives, and this also gives you a to-do list, which gives you the basic times that things are going to be due. We can't be very flexible with these, unfortunately. There's just not enough time this summer. Usually what I will do is just to make sure that there's no real difficulties. I may allow it to be turned in maybe a few hours later, but I really don't think you should assume that that's going to be the case. If there are ever extenuating circumstances, you really do need to let me know. So on your to-do list for this particular module, all sorts of things that you need to do. You got to access the syllabus, ask me some questions. I am going to ask you to create a post in the discussion board where you introduce yourself to the class. I'm going to do that too. And then there's going to be a place where you can fill out and submit the student note packet. Now, the student note packet is a way to keep you honest. It is a way for you to basically keep up with the reading, keep up with answering any questions, and it'll also give you some targeted questions that maybe I can help explain for you. Okay, well, you'll probably notice that the dates here are listed as June 15th. Like I said, I will accept these until the next day, but that's not going to always be the case. I just want to make sure people don't get too far behind. Okay, let's click next and see where we go. Module 0, there's a whole lot of links here that will get you to all sorts of things, most of which you probably won't need. But if you're curious, you want to know about AACC's response to COVID, please feel free to read this and other sorts of information about borrowing computers and student frequently asked questions, all these sorts of things, a directory, anything that you need may be found here. And of course, feel free to reach out to me and I'll help with whatever I can. Next. Okay, so Module 0, questions, concerns, that's where you're going to share them right here. The whole point of the discussion board is that, well, in an online course, you don't have really the flexibility to chat with people during the regular class time or to even see me right after class because there really is no such time. So this will give you a time to post some questions. We are actually going to require you to post some questions so that we can give you some extra points toward the homework grade. The homework grade is actually comes from 3 different pieces. There's a written piece, there is a piece through something called Expert TA, it's an online source, and then there is the discussion source. More about this to come. Next. So the student note packet. This is something that you will need to print out and fill out and then scan. You can also recreate it yourself if you wish, but generally the whole purpose of the note packet is to keep you honest about what you're learning. It helps us know, because we're going to review, well, I'm going to review your notes. It helps us know that you are getting the vital stuff. So when you submit it, I'll be able to do a quick review of it and make sure that you have hit the highlights as best you can. Okay, also notice that within each of the different modules, you'll have various videos that you will need to review. And these videos will typically have the content. I have not made these particular videos myself. I expect I'll be making videos later throughout the summer. So if you have questions, you can always ask me. If there's something that's not totally clear, please feel free to reach out to me and maybe I can explain it a different way or even share with you my own notes. I'm happy to do that. So again, make sure that when you go through modules, you go through the individual videos, each and every one of them. Next. Okay, I am noticing right now that this is actually set up for one of the other instructors for the course, Professor Youthy, and I will be adjusting this for my own times. I expect to have available a couple different days during the week. I'm going to have it later in the afternoons, and there will be other times available as needed. We'll work out whatever is going to be helpful for you so that you can meet me when you need to meet me. All right, continuing along with Module 0, this is Homework 0, Part 1. And the reason it's called Module 0 is because it's sort of not really physics. It's before we get into the heart of the physics stuff. So we will ask you to fill out this document and then scan it and send it back to us. Well, send it back. You will be able to submit it. There will be a place where you can, there's a blue button that will say submit, and that's what you will do. Every time something is due, you'll make sure that you click submit. Okay, what else? When you get to this part, this is the Expert TA part. So Expert TA is an online resource that we use in the physics department, and the first couple of weeks will be free, but after that you are going to get charged $32.50. The reason for that is in the event that you figure out in the first couple of weeks that the course just is not for you, not at the right level, not at the right pace, anything like that, we don't want you to get charged for it if you have to drop the class. But you will be charged after 2 weeks. So make sure you are doing that because a lot of your homework will come. Approximately half of your homework grade will come from Expert TA. Okay, what's coming up next is a math skills assessment. So this is something that you should do just to make sure that your math skills are where they should be for the course. Shouldn't take you too long. Please go through this and then check your answers. If things go well for you, then you should be able to move on. There are a couple of algebra and trig modules that you can go through for supplementary review. They're not graded. You don't get any credit for doing them, but they're optional. And then if you found out that you're way in over your head, then we should probably talk. Or what you can do is go through the additional algebra and trig materials to brush up as necessary. It's probably not going to be a real issue for most or all of you, but in the event that it is, please reach out. This is pretty much the last thing we're going to need in Module 0 is the academic integrity quiz. Of course, there is a school integrity policy. Every one of you have come from a school with an academic integrity policy. Essentially, what it means is that your work is your own. You are not cheating at all. Now, this means that the homework is done by you. This means that quizzes and tests are done by you. This is especially vital because when we are all, sitting at our homes and looking at computer screens, we don't have any real way to easily check that. So that is why we must insist that you follow the academic integrity of Anne Arundel Community College. So please go through this, take the quiz, and you will submit this as well. Oops. And then finally, this starts to get you back to the algebra basics. Okay, so at this point, you will have completed then all of Module 0. I'm going to go back to the modules. Now, right after this, you can see we've gone to the academic integrity quiz, algebra basics. This is all under the optional algebra review. There is then an optional trigonometry review. And then we start to get into the heart of it. So you really are going to need to keep up a good pace because, in fact, modules 1 and 2 have to be completed by the end of the first week. So there's a lot that's going on, and make sure that I can help you. I think the best thing that I'll be able to help you with is the actual physics. My skill set is such that I think I can explain most of the problems to you. If your problems are technology, like Canvas, I might be a little bit weaker than some other people. So I'll try and find those questions out for you. Folks, I think that's about it. I'm glad to have you in this class. I hope that I get to chat with each of you individually. And I hope you have a great, safe, happy, healthy summer. So let me know what I can do to make that happen. Again, I'm Sean Lally, and looking forward to teaching you this summer. Bye-bye.